right, want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Kakwadash. Want to give double honor to the apostles of GMS that goes well, that we learn from, and peace, blessings, and salutations, and to you, Israelite foreigners, to the brothers, the Akim, Zaquanium, Baquanium, and Aquav tuning in. Shakwakara from GMS, Virginia. And just looked up this word, oppression. You know, Jake has this obligation that they're not oppressed. And they're not underneath anybody. Jake had this obligation to think that they're free. You know, I looked up this word, oppression. I can't remember what. I can't remember if I was watching a brother's video or what. And I wanted to do this video lesson yesterday, but fell asleep. This is the definition of oppression. It says prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. And as you can clearly see, to you so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanics, Native Americans, the shit we've been through as a nation is evident. You so-called Native Americans, Carnal Indian schools, taking of your lands throughout the first president of America in roughly around, 1960. You had Christopher Columbus and his minions come over, you so-called Indians, Taínos, Arawak, the lands of Central America and South America and the islands. Unjust treatment, control, poverty. So were led into poverty. Shalaki. You go to the Dominican Republic, there's a Christopher Columbus statue up there. You go to the island of Puerto Rico, there's a Christopher Columbus statue there. And I'm pretty sure if you go to Cuba, it's the same thing. You just here in Richmond, Virginia, which was pointless. You have a street called Monument. They pretty much removed all those Edomite, can't remember, I think generals that were known for having Jakes as slaves. Here in Richmond, Virginia, and throughout Virginia, you have billboards and plaques. And one of the main slavery images was here in Virginia. Let me see. Let me pull up slavery. And the main image where everybody knows and seen was here in Richmond, Virginia. The auction block. Well, let's put an auction block. And bam, there you go. Slave auction in Virginia. And this actual image it's a place called, well, matter of fact, brothers and sisters remember this image. It says Buffalo, let me see, Buffalo Wild Wings, Richmond, VA. And let's see, Carey Street. Now, this is what so there you go. It says it's 24 minutes from me. And this is where that image where you see This is Buffalo Wild Wings. This is Cary Street, right there on 15th Street. It's a building. Matter of fact, here it is right here. In Cobblestone Commons Apartments. That was where, Esau tore it down and put apartments on it. So basically what I'm saying, that image where you see that well-known image that you see happen right here. And it's, this is pretty much a downtown area where people, party, bullshit, whatever. This area right here is Jake. And it's funny as hell because, back in the day, a certain amount of time, not too long ago, maybe like a couple years ago, before they really locked it down, zero tolerance, and by like 12, 1 o'clock, they have heavy police presence out there because nothing but Jake. And what happened, what they used to do was bring a water truck in the former fashion of a water hose, and they would send, I'm going to tell you, right, on this road, Main Street here, they would send a fucking water truck, and it would pretty much spray both sides. So if you Jakes ain't go home, your ass got wet up by the water truck. Yeah, this is actually what happened. This is, yeah. I saw it from my very own eyes a couple years ago. They would send that water truck down the street, and if you wasn't off the street, like I say, you got splashed. But off bear with me. But off that, go back to this word oppression. So it says, prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. And we all know what has happened to the so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanics. We got the book Willie Lynch. Matter of fact, Willie Lynch made a speech here in James River. Matter of fact, let me look that up. James River. Let's look where the James River is. James River. Like I said, that's not too far neither. Richmond. So let's look at something real quick. Where did Willie Lynch make his speech? Let's see. So here it is. Willie Lynch's speech is an address purportedly delivered by a certain William Lynch or Willie Lynch to an audience on the bank of the James River in Virginia in 1712. That's not that far. When you really look at it, when you really go back, that's really not that far. Regarding control of slaves within the colony. Let me see something, Willie. Let's see something here. Let me see. I'm trying to actually see like where the exact place on the James River, but you see it, James River, and here it is in Richmond, Bonaire, and so forth. So this is where he made this speech. Now going back, oppression. So there you have it. It says persecution. It says abuse, maltreatment, ill treatment, tyranny, cruel and oppressive government or rule. Look at what Esau's doing now with how you say it, the sauce. And we all know, going back to the smallpox, the blanket, so forth with Gad, so-called Native Americans. Look at what you go to you ask Simeon, the so-called Dominicans, they'll tell you that in the land of Dominican Republic, their government don't give a fuck about them. Puerto Rico, they know they're pretty much a welfare island. The so-called Puerto Ricans, which are the tribe of Ephraim, they know that the government don't give a fuck about them. Even in Central America, in the island of Jamaica, and so forth, South America, all these places, man, while people are scattered, is an oppressive government which Esau sets up to overrule us with cruelty and maltreatment. Maltreatment is cruel or violent treatment of a person or animal or mistreatment. There you go. Ill treatment, cruel or inhumane treatment. Despotism, the exercise of absolute power, especially in a cruel and oppressive way. So, and that's what Esau does. He, look at what he did to the island of Cuba with Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro said, like, America's corrupt. He's full of shit. So what did? They put the embargo on him. He couldn't do nothing. They crumbled him. Look at what they did to the island of Haiti with the so-called so-called Haitians, which were the tribe of Levi. Look at what they did in Mexico. Look at what they did to, Zebulon and Issachar. They set them up in Zebulon and Issachar. They set them up to be pretty much the gatekeeper of drugs. They cooked up a concoction which made it turn into coke and crack cocaine. And they pretty much set them to be the forefront. When anything falls, they're the head of it. Suppression, an action of suppressing something such as an activity or publication. That's what Esau did in the land of Cuba. They suppressed it. Repression, the act of subduing someone or something by force. That embargo. Subjection, the action of subjecting a country or person to one's control, or the fact of being subjected to. And that's what we are. Give me I'm gonna get Deuteronomy. You shall go to your enemy, one of all things. Yeah, our people, like I said, people are retards, man. They fail to realize, man, that you are oppressed. Deuteronomy 28, I'm gonna just go around. Let's see. I'm going to start at verse 42. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. It says, therefore, verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And let's look at real quick. Let's look up this definition of a yoke of iron. Not definition, but let's find a picture of yoke of iron. Esau probably took it down. Nope. There you go. Yoke of iron. Well, now they want to switch it up. Well, we can go back to this one. Yoke of iron. There you go. Upon thy neck. So this is evident. And they did this also with Northern Kingdom. Yoke of iron. Let me see. Native Americans. Something else that they try to hide. That they put. They had gathered slaves too, and they sold them across, even not East Indians, the so-called Indians from the islands, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuba, West Indian, Jamaicans, and so forth. Yoke of iron. Let me see. Yoke of iron Indians. There you go. Hey, shit. Yoke of iron. Trying to find with the Indians. Oh, there you go. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. There you have it. So let's go back. It says, enslavement, the action of making someone a slave, subjugated, the action of bringing someone or something under domination or control. And again, all you gotta do is go to Dr. Claude Anderson, man. Let's go. Let me see something real quick. But you niggas not oppressed, and you so-called Latinos and Native Americans not oppressed. Salak, what the hell was I looking for? Bear with me one moment. Damn, that slipped my mind that fast. Hold on. Bear with me one. Let me see. What was I? Yeah, that's crazy. Satan. Hold on, real quick. It's crazy. I can't remember what the hell I was gonna look for. Salaki. Totally slipped my mind that fast. Oh yeah, Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Dr. Claude Anderson. All you have to do, he talks about current issues, how the black vote is used to benefit everyone but blacks. Oh damn, I gotta check this out. Hell yeah, I gotta check that out. Let me see. Oh yeah, I gotta check these out. Yeah, this. Hold on. Damn. The dude be dropping a lot of hits. Yeah, no. Yeah, man. Check this guy out, man. He talks about how Esau used their power to suppress and break you Jakes, man. You know? Going alright, so enslavement, so exploitation, the action or fact of treating someone unfairly in order to benefit from their work. That's what they did. They exploited us, man. What did it say in what is it? You should be a proverb. He's saying, thou shalt become, verse 37, it says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall send thee. So thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in. For the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards, and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. It says, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. So pretty much everything what he says, the scripture says, whatever we do is not going to come to naught. It's not going to come to fulfillment, man. We're going to be pretty much what the brother Zahar was going to. You're going to have a gun line mindset, man. They're going to break you. They're going to shake you. They're going to take everything from you, man. Esau oppressed us, man. It says, and that's how they, with cruelty, callous indifference to or pleasure in causing pain and suffering. That's what he did. He brought crack cocaine, in the prison system. They brought in liberation, sexual, feminism, which broke the family structure. They oppressed us. They, Tulsa, Oklahoma, they bombed us. Sick dogs on us. And so, it's so much, man. It's so much. Injustice, oh man. They didn't hire us. They broke it. They didn't, promises that they made towards us, they never fulfilled. The man's a devil. The so-called white man is a goddamn devil. He's our enemy, man. And this is what, we are at war with this damn devil. See what the scripture says. What is it? His words are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, man. He comes at you as if he's really, coming to help you and make it better for you and vote, and, take the sauce. And here it is, war was in his heart, man. Lack of fairness or justice, man. They call, pretty much they use code names and little byword names so they can just come in and infiltrate you and kill you, man. They murder you, man. That's what's happening. Goes on, brutality. Jake Aubrey getting shot on the damn street. Little kids. I remember I was a little ass kid. I used to get harassed, man. I get called niggas by the cops, man. That's what I'm not gonna lie, man. That's what made me hate the so-called white man growing up, man. Cause the shit I had to go through, fucking around with him, man. Being around him, man. Going to certain of their schools and shit. Listen, man. Yo, you can't tell me we not Israel, man. Harshness, the quality of being unpleasantly rough or jarring to the senses. And Esau's heart was harsh, man. Esau's harsh. He does it. He make it to going back to Haggai 1:6. Hold on, let me see. Let me get it. Haggai 1:6. KJV. It says, ye have so much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes, man. So we're not. It's nothing. We're not. We barely make it here. And that's how society was ordained for us to make it. Then what makes it even worse is the fact that we don't have no unity amongst our nation, which that was broken. He took our woman from us, which, that was stolen, ripped away from us. All this, what you see in front of Jake's and so-called Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans, and so-called blacks and West Indians was all purposely designed by the so-called white man to have us in the state because, Esau's in power, and it was prophesied that he was going to go into captivity. That was one of the signs that was, put upon us by the Heavenly Father to pinpoint our people in the last days. So you're not going to sit here and fucking tell me Israel is done away with when it's clearly signs of who's oppressed and who's, being oppressed and who's being in captivity. I mean, damn, look at the fucking word oppression, man. I mean, what else suits it, man? Who else is going through this? Look, Brazil, hardship, severe suffering, man. Hey, man, let's go back to Deuteronomy. It says, let me see. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord. Let me see. I'm going to go down. Matter of fact, real quick. It says, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down. So you shall be naked. He's going to destroy you, besiege you. And that's some of them definitions. Wherein thou trusteth throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land. He's doing it again through this sauce. It says, hold on real quick. Yeah, it says, verse 50, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy power, and the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed even great plagues and of long continuance, and sore sickness and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee, and also every sickness And every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. You know? So, let me see. Oh, yeah. And among, verse 65, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And how is that? Because our Esau rules over us. He has broke us. When we wake up, we grope. That's why niggas always talking about when they wake up, they got to smoke a blunt. Because niggas is not at ease, man. I need a drink. That alarm clock, we're not at rest, man. We constantly got to bustle and grustle to make some fucking little bit of chump change to pay. Man, we got to pay for water, man. Electricity. Come on, man. And man, here in Virginia alone, man, they doing Jake dirty. So it's no ease, man. Fucking rent is now $3,000. Fucking and that's just for rent. Between $1,500, $2,700, this rent is here, and I'm not including your insurance, your cell phone, your water, your electricity, your food. I mean, damn, man. And here it is. You gotta pay for all this, and here it is. There's no unity. You can't. You don't have. There's not even a woman there to even try. She's tearing you down. It said, "And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life." It says, "In the morning thou shalt say, would God if it were even, and even thou shalt say, would God it were morning, for the fear of thine heart where thou shalt fear, and the sight of thy eyes which thou shalt see." And what do we see in front of us? Nothing but pain, agony, and suffering, man. So it says, ruthlessness, cruelty, misery, the state, and this is the definitions of oppression: great distress or discomfort of mind or the body, suffering. You see that? Pain, anguish. This is the opposite. Hold on. Salaki. This is, hold on. Oh, that's simple. Freedom, democracy. You're not free. You Jakes ain't free. What is it? Democracy. A system of government by the whole population of all eligible members of state through electing in. Hold on, real quick. And this is one blow that Esau have used to deceive the whole world, but mainly you Jakes, through his democracy. This sense of he promotes to you that you through democracy that will help you, give you promises, and create jobs and opportunity for you Jakes. Give you freedom. I mean, damn, that shows you right there that you're not free. That somebody has to come in the name of democracy and sit and tell you that they got to create jobs for a whole nation of people. The fuck out of here, man, and make you free and give you some more freedoms. Yo, you niggas, any of you niggas that think that, like the scripture says, if you don't understand the carnal, you can't see the carnal aspect of it, how the hell you gonna get spiritual things, man? I had a couple more, I believe. Oh damn, I didn't even Salaki. It says a sense of being weighed down in body or mind. Depression. What is this? It's 28. I got a couple more scriptures. It was let me see. Damn. I don't really have it like this. Shit. Slack, I don't know why we got it like this, but Exodus 3:9. Now therefore, behold, the cry, children of Israel, is coming to me, and I have also seen oppression, whereof the Egyptians oppressed them. And Esau is known, America is known as the modern day Egypt, man, and we're being oppressed evermore, and through the elect, which is sighing and crying, because we don't, through the Spirit, we all don't that's been given to us by Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shem, Bahavakak, Salaki, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, and Bah Yahweh Shah, we we sigh and we cry, and we constantly pray for redemption, and that this oppression and this captivity, ends. So it says, 26 and 7. So hold on. All right. Deuteronomy 26. Deuteronomy 26 and 6. And the Egyptians evil entreated us and afflicted us and laid upon us hard bondage. And when we cried unto the Lord, power of our fathers, the Lord heard our voice and looked on our affliction and our labor and our oppression. And the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand and with an outstretched arm and with great terribleness and with signs and with wonders. And another thing too, it's going to be another. That's why the scripture says it's not going to. The Lord is not going to be known as a power that delivered out of Egypt. He's going to be known from the power that delivereth us from the north, from the land of the north. Because the Lord is about to make another, pretty much the same thing that happened in before time. It's about to be another marvelous act as well. Just as it was, the Lord was known as being terrible in those days. The Lord is going to show Himself to be even the most terrible out of everything. Because the Lord, when Yahweh comes back, when Yahweh sends Yahweh Shah back, they're coming for fucking vengeance, man. Let me see. In Psalms 12. Like I said, Slack, I don't know why. Psalms 12. Let me see. Psalms 12:1. To the chief musician upon Sheminith, a psalm of David. Hope, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fail among the children of men. Why? Because we're in captivity. It says, it's funny. It's funny. You go, Biden, G.I. Joe, the one that's, here to bring more pain and suffering and agony amongst you jakes. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak. And that's Esau. G.I. Joe. That's mighty funny. G.I. Joe. Us Americans, we, so forth. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who have said with our tongue will we prevail, our lips are our own, who is Lord over us. And that's Esau, man. The ones that has paraded his dominance over us. To what? To afflict us and oppress us. It says, for the oppression of the poor, for the sign of the needy, now will I arise, saith the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. So the Lord is eventually he's going to redeem us, man. That's the very day that we seeketh, that when the Lord cracked those clouds. For the words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in the furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest man are exalted. Exactly, man. When Esau is, Esau's in power, so every wicked thing is pretty much erected up and is exalted. The wickedness of the wicked is exalted, man. bear with me again. What's the Psalm 42? And shorten it up a little bit. 40. Let me see. Real quick. For Psalm 41, judge me, O power, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation, or deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man. For thou art the power of my strength. Why doest thou cast me off? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? You know? Psalm 55. Yep, Psalms of David, you know. Wise sayings, man. Psalm 50, for deliverance, man. We cry and sigh for, what's being done. Because we are afflicted. We are oppressed, man. You know. Psalm 51 to the chief musician on Neganoth, my chill, a psalm of David. Give ear to my prayer, O power, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend to me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. Psalm 62. Yeah. Let me see. Psalm 62. So Psalm 62 and 6. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. And Yahweh is my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength, and the refuge is in Yahweh. I'm about to hurry up because I'm kind of tired, sloppy. Psalm 62 and 8. Trust in him at all times, ye people, pour out your heart before him. Yahweh is a refuge for us, Selah. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are altogether lighter than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. You know. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. Because what Esau does is pretty much he tries to act like he's not oppressing us, man. He tries to act like he done not such a thing to us. He's trying to clean up his track record. He's trying to clean his footsteps, man. You know. But again, all the acts of that you did to our people is recorded in the heavens. Ecclesiastes 5. If thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice in the province, marvel not at the matter. For he that is higher than the highest, regardless if there be higher than they. There you go, man. You know? Simple and plain. What is surely, verse 7. Ecclesiastes 7 says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and the gift destroys the heart. Yep, it says, let me see. Isaiah 5 and 3. Well, so verse 1. Now will I sing to my beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved hath a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. And he fenced it and gathered, and this is what, the Lord talking about Israel. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress therein. And he looked at that it should bring forth grapes. And winepress is judgment. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and brought forth wild grapes. And it brought forth pretty much a beautiful nation. But hey, stubbornness and rebelliousness. And now what happens to Jerusalem and men of Judah judge, I pray betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked at it, should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. So the Lord decked us out, be perfect, had the law, statutes, commandments. Verse 5, and now on the go I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. And I will lay it waste, and shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant, and he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression, for righteousness, but behold a cry. Why? Because, it tells you that we were going to go into captivity, And this is what you see today, We are in captivity. Instead of judgment, instead of righteousness, what you see, oppression and a cry, a sign of cry. It says, Isaiah 30, and I'm going to end it. So Isaiah 30 and verse, let me see. Yeah, Isaiah, let me see, hold on. Well, yeah. What's up, verse 9? Isaiah 30 and 9, that this is the rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not, and to us, right things, speaking to us, smooth things, prophesy deceits. And this is what we go through with 2/3. This is why, Yahweh pretty much talks about how the elect is going to sigh and cry for the oppression. But the 2/3, they're comfortable. It says, get you out of the way. 2/3 don't see that they're depressed. 2/3 don't see that there is not a problem, because the whole head is sick. Because Esau oppressed you, and basically, what's that saying? Jake had Stockholm syndrome, and it's more. Now I can't remember the saying. But it says, pretty much, you Jakes, you're in a smoke screen. Here it is. You think, you're in. You think you're in the winning team, but you're really on the losing team. And but what pretty much what's going on is the coach, pretty much has paid certain people off to really stand down until you really meet your maker. Yeah, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, because the cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise his word and trust in oppression and perversion to stay on, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out, and the high wall whose breaking coming suddenly at an instant. And that's what's going to happen. America's modern day Egypt going to be broken in an instant. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Ready to go lay it down. Hey, Lord's will, y'all edified. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom. Hey, oppression, we're oppressed. I'm gonna show it one more time. And there you have it. Shalom.